Barcelona's clever plan. Could Atletico Madrid be forced to sacrifice Julian Alvarez? Rooney reveals Messi's biggest weakness. And Jude Bellingham sends a bold message before England's clash with Argentina. Stay with us until the end, because each story is connected, and one decision could completely change what happens next. Before we begin, let us know your prediction for the Argentina versus England match in the comments. And if you're a Messi fan, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like so you never miss the latest football stories. The summer transfer window is heating up across Europe, but few clubs are under as much pressure as Atletico Madrid. After spending more than 80 million euros to strengthen Diego Simeone's squad with Kang In Lee, Alejandro Grimaldo, and several other key additions, Atletico now faces a serious financial fair play challenge. The club must generate significant income before they can fully register their new signings and continue their plans for the rest of the window. Selling players is no longer just an option, it's becoming a necessity. Atletico's board initially believed the solution would be straightforward. Several players were placed on the market, each expected to bring invaluable transfer income. Thiago Almada appeared to be the closest to leaving, after reports linked him with a move to River Plate, in a deal worth around 20 million euros. While negotiations have progressed well, the transfer has yet to be completed, leaving Atletico waiting for much-needed funds. Alexander Sorloth is another player, attracting interest. Atletico values the Norwegian striker at around 40 million euros, but despite weeks of talks with Juventus and interest from Premier League clubs, no agreement has been reached. Meanwhile, Matteo Ruggieri continues to attract attention from Serie A, while veteran defender Jose Jimenez could also leave if the right offer arrives. Yet none of these potential departures has provided the financial relief Atletico desperately needs, and that's where the situation becomes far more interesting. According to multiple reports, Atletico could eventually be forced to consider offers for one player they desperately wanted to keep, Julian Alvarez. For Diego Simeone, losing the Argentine forward would be far from ideal. The manager still hopes to build his attack around Alvarez, especially with uncertainty surrounding Antoine Griezmann's future. However, football is often driven as much by financial reality as sporting ambition. If Atletico cannot complete enough outgoing transfers soon, sacrificing Alvarez may become the only realistic solution to balance the books. Barcelona has been watching every development closely. Rather than rushing into negotiations, the Catalan club has chosen a patient approach. Club president Joan Laporta has reportedly made it clear that Barcelona will not overpay, regardless of the growing speculation surrounding the player. Instead, Barcelona believes time is working in its favor. Their strategy is simple: allow Atletico's financial pressure to increase, remain disciplined, and wait until circumstances force their rivals back to the negotiating table. Reports linking Arsenal with Alvarez have done little to change Barcelona's confidence. Inside the club, many believe those rumors are simply an attempt to create competition and drive up the asking price. Perhaps the biggest reason for Barcelona's optimism is the player himself. Several reports suggest that Julian Alvarez is attracted by the opportunity to wear the famous Blaugrana shirt and remains interested in joining Barcelona. If the clubs can eventually reach an agreement, everything now points toward the period immediately after the World Cup. Once the tournament concludes, Atletico will have little time left to resolve its financial situation, and that could trigger the most important round of negotiations yet. But while Barcelona waits for its opportunity in the transfer market, another story is capturing the football world's attention. But while Barcelona waits for its opportunity in the transfer market, another story is capturing the football world's attention. As Argentina prepares to face England in one of the biggest matches of the tournament, a Manchester United legend has made a surprising observation about Lionel Messi, one that could shape England's entire game plan. And what Wayne Rooney revealed has already sparked debate across the football world. Wayne Rooney believes England has a real chance against Argentina, but only if they solve one of football's toughest challenges: stopping Lionel Messi. Ahead of the World Cup semi-final, The Manchester United legend praised Messi's incredible ability to decide matches in an instant. However, Rooney also pointed out what he considers one of Argentina's few tactical vulnerabilities. According to Rooney, Messi contributes very little when Argentina is defending. Rather than tracking back, he saves his energy for the moments that matter most in attack. That means England could potentially exploit the extra space during transitions, but only if they remain disciplined whenever Argentina wins the ball back. Speaking to BBC Sport, Rooney explained that Messi may not help much defensively, but that doesn't make the task any easier. Instead, he warned that every second of lost concentration could be enough for the Argentine captain to punish his opponents. Messi doesn't need 10 chances to change a game. Sometimes, all he needs is one. That's exactly what Argentina has relied on throughout this tournament. The 39-year-old may have seen his remarkable scoring streak come to an end against Switzerland, but his overall influence never disappeared. Even without finding the net, Messi produced 2 brilliant assists that guided Argentina into the semifinals, once again proving that his impact goes far beyond goals. England, meanwhile, arrives full of confidence after an impressive victory over Norway. Jude Bellingham was the star of the night, scoring twice and leading the Three Lions into their first World Cup semi-final since 2018. Confidence inside Gareth Southgate's squad is growing, but everyone understands that facing Argentina is an entirely different challenge. Former England defender Micah Richards shares Rooney's admiration for Messi, although he sees the situation from a slightly different perspective. Richards believes England possesses greater speed and athleticism across the pitch, but insists those advantages can disappear the moment Messi gets involved. Speaking to the BBC, he described Messi as a player who refuses to follow normal patterns. Instead of constantly dropping deep to collect the ball, the Argentine captain drifts into spaces defenders rarely expect. His movement, his timing, and his awareness allow him to appear exactly where he's needed, often before anyone realizes the danger. That's why Richards believes defending against Messi isn't just about one player. It requires constant communication, perfect positioning, and complete concentration from the entire team for 90 minutes, or even longer if the match goes to extra time. England may have the physical edge. They may even create more chances, but against a player capable of changing history with a single touch, none of that guarantees victory. And while former players continue debating how to stop Messi, one man who will actually have to face him has finally broken his silence. Jude Bellingham has heard all the criticism, all the predictions, and all the pressure surrounding this massive semi-final. Now, with a place in the World Cup final at stake, the England midfielder has delivered a message that perfectly sums up his mindset. Before the biggest match of his career, Jude Bellingham knows exactly what's waiting for him. For days, the headlines have focused on one name, Lionel Messi. Questions about England's chances, predictions from former players, and endless debates about how to stop Argentina's captain have dominated the build-up to this World Cup semi-final. But according to Bellingham, none of that changes England's mindset. We've heard everything that's being said, he explained. People expect the pressure to affect us, but we know why we're here. Nothing outside the dressing room will distract us from our goal. The Real Madrid midfielder enters the match in outstanding form after scoring 4 goals in his last 2 World Cup appearances. Still, he insists those numbers mean very little if England fails to reach the final. Individual statistics don't matter right now, Bellingham said. The only thing that matters is helping England take the next step. Of course, he knows the biggest obstacle standing in their way: Lionel Messi. Bellingham admitted that, like millions of football fans around the world, he grew up watching the Argentine legend perform what seemed impossible on a football pitch. His vision, his passing, His finishing, the way he could change an entire match with a single moment of brilliance. Watching Messi inspired an entire generation of young players, and Bellingham proudly admits he was one of them. But admiration has its limits. When the match begins, he said, "I'll no longer be a fan. I'll be a professional footballer, trying to win for my country." That sentence perfectly captures England's mentality. The players respect Messi. They recognize his greatness, but they refuse to let that respect become fear. Bellingham also dismissed the idea that Messi is impossible to stop. Difficult? Absolutely, he admitted. Probably the toughest player I've ever prepared to face. But impossible? No. England has spent days analyzing every detail with the coaching staff, studying Argentina's movements, preparing for different situations, and building a tactical plan designed to compete with the defending champions. Whether that plan succeeds remains to be seen, but England believes preparation gives them a genuine chance. Bellingham also highlighted something many analysts continue to discuss before the semifinal. Argentina depends heavily on Messi. Whenever he touches the ball, the entire team becomes more dangerous. But relying on one extraordinary player can also create pressure. If England succeeds in limiting Messi's influence, even for short periods, the balance of the match could change. It's an enormous challenge. Every team has tried. Very few have succeeded. Still, England believes this is the moment to test that theory. "We're here because we've earned it," Bellingham said. This team isn't afraid of anyone. He believes England has the quality, the confidence, and the mentality to compete on the biggest stage, regardless of who stands on the opposite side. Yet he also understands how little separates victory from heartbreak. Matches like these are often decided by one mistake, one brilliant pass, one moment of magic. Against a player like Messi, those moments arrive without warning. That's why England knows complete concentration will be essential from the opening whistle until the final minute. For Bellingham personally, facing Messi is a dream, but dreams alone don't win football matches. Victory does, and that's the only memory he hopes to take away from this historic night. Argentina is chasing another World Cup final. England is trying to end decades of waiting. Only one nation will continue its journey. Only one captain will move one step closer to lifting football's greatest trophy. And with 90 minutes separating glory from disappointment, the football world now waits to discover whether Messi will write another unforgettable chapter in his legendary career, or whether England will finally find a way to stop him. Who do you think will come out on top? Will Messi lead Argentina one step closer to another World Cup title? Or can England pull off one of the biggest victories in recent history? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest football stories from around the world.